Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new year. It's still me, Mihai Hrimiuc, developer, senior development manager for the Greenproof solution. And it's been a year since we've last had this presentation. A lot of things have changed, and today we're going to share more about it. So we're going to talk about who is the solution for, because the why, I think it's obvious by this take. What are we trying to solve? What are some ingredients and things that we've learned along the way that you can actually benefit? What are we offering? And we're going to go a bit into the solution itself, at least from a high level perspective, and with why now. We believe that what we've built in the Greenproof solution and the capabilities, and you've heard from Amy more, is addressing three types of partners. There's corporations. Basically, you have a big operation going on, and you want to seek expert, a third party, someone that can actually help you validate what you're doing inside and communicate it properly to the third parties. Because basically now you can do everything in-house, but the actual thing is so that the end users who's using the product to actually trust that what you're doing inside, it's actually reflected within your products. Also, if you're a methodology developer, you've developed a process or a way for a product or an activity to actually be green, and you want the idea to see the light of day, we're there to help. And also, why doing things by yourself? We've seen, and the big example is Bluetooth. Bluetooth has been developed when all the partners gather at a table and realize that it's better to work together. Same thing can happen for industries. When in the EV industry, maritime, aviation, actors come together and try to figure out how to do things better, because it's going to be more efficient, less costly, and better. Why and what are the problems today? Climate change is not going away. As a matter of fact, it's not about if, but when, right? And you still have the pressure from compliance side, from end users, from NGOs, from employees to do something about it. Not only that, but as you can see, there are a lot of platforms that customers are looking at. They're trying to differentiate to see, hey, is it only about the price? Is it about the product? Or is it about what the actions are doing in sustainability? So as I like to call it, the fourth dimension, after looks, value, and price, people actually look at sustainability and the efforts that the companies are doing within their operations. Today, you cannot rely just on labels. Everyone can do labels. It's about trusting. It's about making sure that the receipts, regardless of it being labels or not, that the end users actually believe what you're doing. What we figure out in the past years is that there's three things, three actors that are required to make a project successful. And you can imagine it like a chair that needs these three pylons to make sure that your project is successful. One is reach, right? You're a company or a methodology partner who makes sure that has a connection with the end users, with other companies, with other actors, and it's constantly taking feedback from them or just provides a solution to it. They're the methodology partners, the ones that actually think really hard on what is the best way to show that something is green. So basically that the efforts are matched in a proper way. And then it's us who help you bring your solutions to life. All three actors are essential, not only to build things fast, but also to avoid conflicts of interest. And again, the keyword, trust. What's happening is when you think about building something from scratch, as Peter Thiel calls it, from 0 to 1, there's a lot of elements that need to be built from ground up to make sure that your ideas come to life that can be slashed and just bypassed. And you can actually focus on what really matters. That's why we have a unique methodology to build this, provide this. You can launch it faster. Think about it this way: instead of focusing 2 years to build something, you can focus and bring a proof of concept or validate your idea in months. Right? So let's think about the system in a more general way. Um, it's really hard to tell to outside to partners and potential partners what are the green proof capability. So I hope that through this diagram it can help paint a better picture. So first ingredient in the recipe is data, right? And you can have the data coming from a system. You can have a data from coming through an Excel that is being uploaded. You can have the data coming through form that you fill out, or through a third party that data is coming it's coming in. Of course, this data uh, needs to be validated by the system. Needs to make sure that it's correct against the methodology. There's of course automation steps, and the third thing is the human in the loop. You can have someone from the outside checking that everything is according to the methodology that is being created, and not only that, but adapt the system such that they take feedback and they improve all the time. Of course, that data then comes into the system, right? And you can think of the system as a box where you have companies, you have accounts, you have users, but you can replace this with anything almost. Instead of companies, you can have organizations. Instead of accounts, you can have cars. Instead of users, you can have passengers. And everything is interconnected and it can be replaced following this structure because your use case will be unique. At the same time, that data can take the form of anything, right? It's not just about having it in a written form. It can have a visual. It can have can become a certificate. It can become an asset, and it's really important to be able to do anything inside the system with the actors involved. And this way, we're ready to accommodate any kind of request to basically um, uh, make sure that the data is being communicated between the actors in such a way that it provides them value and solves all the problems. Of course, you need to have the data being able to get out, right? You need to be able to export it and have it in a PDF format for your sustainability reporting to have it in a table. You need to be able to connect with third parties or maybe even connect with other marketplaces if that asset has a life of its own afterwards. So this is it, and we're able to make it flexible to accommodate for every kind of need. Example, sustainable aviation fuel. As Wendell is talking about more about it, system checks are put in place. Admin is making sure that everything is okay. The data is coming through forms and putting the stuff in, and the methodology is created with Rocky Mountain Institute and Energy Defense, Environmental Defense Fund. Um, what is the perk? Basically, instead of having carbon offsets when purchasing tickets, you're going to see in the future, in the near future, because there's so many companies coming in, sustainable aviation fuel being used so that you can enjoy going from point A to point B while not feeling super bad about the fuel that it's being used. All of this through the trust that is created through the system. For maritime, which is now called Catalyst, same thing happens, but we'll hear about from Fred in more depth. Uh, Same thing. We have a methodology that has been created by Rocky Mountain Institute and the environmental and the Center for Zero Emission Shipping. Um, at the same time, it's addressed for companies that are in the maritime industry And not only that, it's about all the actors that are involved in the space, so that in the end, the sustainable fuel that is being used, it's accessible and trusted by everyone along the supply chain. Um, so why partner now? Because the market is at a tipping point. As I said at the beginning, it's not about if, it's about when. And doing this as transparently and as trustworthy as possible, it's the key to make sure that sustainability, it's not just a buzzword, but something that evolves, and it's creating trust not only for end users, but also for companies to differentiate themselves, and to withhold pressure for regulatory bodies, NGOs, and users. Um, Contact us. We're going to make your idea come to life, and uh, uh, let's not forget about trust being at the forefront of everything. And we're here to help your ideas come to life. Thank you.